are at the ferry in New Haven. The weather has been appalling today, and we're slightly nervous because the gales today were huge.
And I've forgotten to bring the seasick pills and everything. And
Geoff,
I'm not a good sailor.
Geoff does not have good sea legs because I'm tough, me.
Yeah.
I'm hard.
So
Me.
it could be something. It could be insensitive.
It
Janice.
could be
Who knows
maybe
how
I'm
we
just
would define this.
insensitive. Anyway, so we're looking forward to it. We're here in the queue. We're probably going to be in the queue for a couple of hours. We've been spending the last few days with my dad in Peacehaven, which is just round the corner, luckily, and getting ready to go. And it's just seemed like we'd never get here because we moved out of the cottage 2 weeks ago. And so it's just felt like the whole thing was just some sort of weird fantasy or some weird odd thing that we were just never going to get to.
Fantasy or maybe nightmare.
Yeah, we're on our way. So
On our way.
looking forward to some sunshine, but we've got to get through France yet, so we're not holding our breath for that.
Yeah, we're not taking off our coats just yet.
No, we're not.
Gotta make a big noise, roll with the wild boys. Any crime, nothing can take away the feeling that you gotta fly, gotta die, gotta do it anyway. No one ever thought you'd be the one to throw it all away when everybody tells you you're wrong. Get gone. Look around and tell me I'm wrong. Look around and tell me I'm wrong. Oh, look around and tell me I'm wrong. Get gone.
Welcome to France, everybody. We made it. It was a rough crossing. My poor hubby. There he is. He didn't have lunch, but if he had lunch, he would have lost it. But he lost it anyway. It was not fun. Anyway, we made it in one piece somewhere. We're here in France. There we go. It's not raining. And that is all we care about right now. So we're doing a bit of a hack, another 100 miles onto our next destination. We're kind of thinking that this week is going to be a bit of just a trot through France. The weather is a little bit grey and murky, just as we expected. As you can see, not looking too inviting at the moment. So we're just trolling down the motorway. Geoff has been very brave. He just overtook his first lorry. It was somewhat terrifying, because we've got this thing with this bus is that it's got this odd sideways suspension which makes it rock from side to side. It's like being on a boat. It's like, I'm surprised Geoff isn't puking out the window. It's like being on the ferry all over again. So we have to go really slowly over any sort of uneven terrain or speed bumps. You've literally got to crawl over them because the bus is like, rah, rah, rah. It's not built for speed. Gus the Bus is not built for speed. You're like Geoff, you're not built for speed, are you, Geoff?
No, built for comfort, me.
Built for comfort, not for speed. out for the night. Les Châtillons sur, it's either Andhra or Indra. We're not sure. It's a very, very sleepy old village. I mean, it's a Sunday night, but still, it is literally asleep. Geoff is walking ahead with Flynn, as usual. Whoops, where is he? There he is. Hey Geoff, wait. Geoff! Geoff! See, the dog hears you. You that way, Geoff?
I think it's this way, Janis.
Okay. I feel the need to break into the Coronation Street theme song. I don't know why. It has that vibe, doesn't it? Here's the thing. We don't know what it is, but we've been following the tourist trail, so it must be a thing. Port Nord du Château. Oh, there's a castle. Châtillon Castle. They started work in the 17th century. No, that doesn't make sense, does it? Oh, the Footman's Gate was started in the 17th century, but construction was interrupted by the ruling of the royal court in 1011 and was never completed. It's the great unfinished castle. It looks like the whole place has kind of been forgotten. It feels like a ghost town. I'm sure come Monday morning, it's a bustling metropolis. Good morning. Well, we had a hell of a night. It's a beautiful morning, but gosh, there was a frost last night. Got up in the bus this morning, and the thermometer read 5 degrees. And poor Geoff, he really suffered overnight. Actually, it really feels the cold at night. You can see there's still frost all over the grass. This is a really strange little site. It's actually closed. Well, there are two. There's us and another van here, but there's no one else. There's no one in attendance or anything. Flynn and I are going to explore this morning on his walk. Where's he gone? Flynn! Yeah, it's a real shame actually about this site because it's really nice and it's cheap as chips, but we couldn't stay in any of the pitches, the proper pitches, because the sites, as you can see, the site is completely waterlogged and our bus is a heavy beast, and we were a bit panic stricken about getting stuck in the mud, which from the looks of the state of some of the pitches has been the case for some other visitors. And anyway, Flynn's enjoying it. He's loving being out because there's no one else here except that one other van. He can have a really good run around. He's really enjoying it. So it's quite nice, but gosh, it's chilly. We've been out for the evening, our first evening out since we got to France. We've been out with Geoff's old muso buddy, Brad Lang, who is a bass player extraordinaire. And he had a wonderful idea about which bar we should meet in, but the bar decided, because they're French, that even though it says on the internet and they should be open, yeah, we're not going to be open. So we're just not. So sorry, it's raining. It's raining. We're not going to be open. So that's fine. Then we went to another hotel. It was supposed to be open. Also, it's raining. We're not open. So move on, people. So we went to a kind of.
Well, that's like a working men's bar.
It
really.
was. It was a down to earth. Although I have to say we quite liked it.
It was really good. They were great.
They were great, but they taught us some very, very important lessons. As English people, I think even Brad learned something, didn't he? As an expat, even he learned something. So we all asked for, collectively, we asked for red wine, and that was met with disapproval, with francophile disapproval, because as they explained to us very clearly, they don't serve food. So because they don't serve food, they obviously don't serve red wine, because why would you drink red wine if you're not going to eat? I mean, duh. So they don't serve red wine. So all you can have is rosé or white wine. So we said we'll have white wine. That's fine. Have white wine, and then we ordered a second round.
White wine.
And I hadn't finished my white wine because I was savouring the white wine, just eking it out. So she walked across to the table, brandishing the bottle, and just said, "If you want more wine, you have to finish what you've got, because I'm not giving you another glass." So I had to chug my white wine, which is not something I do. I'm not a chugger, people.
You're a sipper. She's a
I'm
sipper.
a sipper. I sip my wine. But I had to chug this white wine. So both blokes sat there cheering me on while I chugged the rest of my white wine.
We gave you a round of applause, though, didn't we? And the barmaid did as well.
Yes, everybody was very appreciative. The fact that I had chugged my wine, and so therefore had made room for another white wine. So obviously the waitress was not going to approve of me having any more until I'd finished what was in my glass. That reminds me of my mother. You can't have any more until you've finished what's on your plate. So here is our dinner, our bits and pieces dinner of all the stuff that we had in the fridge.
Cheese and biscuits and pickled onions.
Cheese and biscuits, pickled onions, boursin cheese, and what else? Tuna, bit of tuna for me. So it's 8:30. And it feels like we've already done an entire evening. It's 8:30. We are ex-rock and rollers, guys. And 8:30 should be before the night has even started. And now we're talking about what time we're going to go to bed. Just how sad we have become.
Good night.
Good night. Sweet dreams. Well, we had an absolutely lovely park up last night. This is where we are, right next to this parkland. And we woke up this morning and it was 13 degrees in the bus. There she is there, or he is. Raining though, a little bit. It was pouring with rain earlier, so Flynn and I have come out to grab a little bit of respite. But it's so nice. It's beautiful to be able to step outside your door and have this. Come on. A little hilly walk before breakfast. Set you up for the day. Hey, Geoff.
Yeah, absolutely. Another hill still to go.
Oh, goody.
You know, 2 weeks.
Okay, onward ho. So we just walked all the way up the hill to the boulangerie and it's closed down. How can the boulangerie have closed down? It's quite brutal walking up those hills. The small towns in France, I think, are not faring any better than the small towns in the UK. We've noticed loads and loads of closed down shops. More than last year, I think. So, well, yes, a closed down boulangerie in France, that's terrible.